Bastrop, Texas is well known for its rich history, natural beauty, and an authentic vibe that you just can't find anywhere else. The city of Bastrop is proud to bring you Overheard at City Hall, a podcast aimed at bringing you, our community, inside the walls of City Hall to get to know the hardworking men and women of the city of Bastrop who wake up every day to serve you, our citizens. Join us as we discuss the many topics that on any given day may be overheard at City Hall.
Hey Bastrop City Manager Paul Hoffman, welcoming you to our next edition of Overheard at City Hall. And this is Season 2, Episode 7, and we're dealing with the library today. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
It's good to see you. Good to be here in the library. This is my favorite spot to do our podcast from. So thank you for allowing me in. So take a moment and introduce yourselves to people who may not know you. Carmen?
All right. So I'm Carmen Serna. I've been working for the library for over 7 years. I work with children's programming. I started as Ms. Bonnie's assistant, and now I'm just taking over a lot of more programs. So I'm very excited. I really love what I do.
Oh, we're going to hear all about that.
I'm excited to share.
Okay, great. And Veronica?
My name is Veronica Nunez. I am Bonnie's Executive Administrative Assistant, and I have been working here for almost a year now, come August.
That's awesome. You've made a big difference. And so we're referring to Bonnie, that of course is Bonnie Pearson, who is the library director. And she's excited to have that role, right?
Yes.
Good. I'm glad.
I'm very happy to help her out.
Because we really had to twist her arm to get her to take the job. I don't know if she shares that story.
And she's great.
She is great. We knew she would be great. Yeah. And I know she's very happy to have you around. And that's been a big help. So Carmen, tell us a little bit more about those programs you talked about. You focus on what age group?
So I mainly focus on from infants, toddlers, all the way to elementary aged kids. I do story time twice a week, which is a great program. We always have a great turnout. This summer we had just amazing numbers. I also do Lego Club for the elementary aged kids, and that's once a month. Every third Tuesday of the month. So
that sounds like a lot of fun.
I get to have fun with the kiddos.
And so you said the numbers are going up.
They are. We had a great attendance this summer. Great attendance.
Yeah. And we're hearing lots of positive feedback.
Yep.
And I'm sure you are too.
Yes. I've been having a lot of people say how thankful they are that the library does stuff like this for the community. They always come back, which is a great thing. I feel like they're having a great experience, and that's one of my biggest focuses is for them to have a good experience. So yeah,
and that speaks to what public libraries are all about. And you mentioned the community, right? Certainly you can do the traditional thing, and you can come here to read, and you can come here to check out a book or other resources, or you can be here to take advantage of the internet and the library's computer equipment. But, so much about what healthy libraries are about is helping a community being a healthy community and providing those kinds of services to people who really do appreciate it.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly. So that's one of our main goals is to, just engage more with the community and let them know, hey, we're here, come on over.
Yeah.
So
Ronnie, tell us a little bit about your day today.
My day today is very different typically, but my overarching tasks are usually statistics, writing reports, memoranda, stuff like that, and receiving all of the different books that we have here.
Okay. So tell me more about those statistics. What kind of reporting responsibilities do you guys have?
So we collect a lot of statistics for accreditation purposes, but also just so we can track what is going on in the library. For example, we track the how many circulations we get each month and per age group. We also look at the different kinds of platforms that those circulations come in, because we have, of course, our physical materials here, but we also have ebooks and audiobooks available online for our patrons. We look at our technology stats, how many people are using the computers, how many people have used the Wi-Fi. We look at our meeting room stats, how many people use the conference room, our big meeting room in the back, and of course the study booths as well. And we also look at our social media outreach. So we are very on top of checking.
Which is really impressive.
Yes. Facebook, Instagram, website.
Right.
Stuff like that.
So can you summarize the trends here?
So things took a bit of a dip during the pandemic, as most places did, but things are really bouncing back to pre-pandemic levels, and we're actually seeing some things get to surpassing those levels, including some of our social media is getting further and further than before the pandemic, and even some program statistics are
Programs too,
Yes.
right, what Carmen was saying. So why does that matter? You mentioned the accreditation process. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So we are an accredited library, which means that we have a lot of different resources that we can share between our library and other accredited libraries, such as interlibrary loans is a big one. So we can borrow books from different libraries for our patrons upon request. But it's also just such a big thing for us because it shows that we are really making a difference in our community by being accredited. So
who determines that? Who makes that final decision?
that is something determined by the Texas State Library and Archives Commission. We have to turn in a report annually with a whole bunch of information on our budget, on statistics, on hours worked, personnel, everything you can think of regarding the library. And they have a committee that sits down and looks at it. And if you meet certain numbers, particularly what they call a maintenance of effort, which is determined by how much per capita we have to spend on our service community, then we will be accredited. Most libraries that apply are accredited. I think it's about 90%.
Right. But it matters.
Yes, it does.
And you spoke to that a little bit, but I might ask you to delve into that a little bit more. Why does that matter? Why the general tax-paying Bastropian, why does it matter that our library is accredited? What does that really mean?
Yeah, so it shows that we have a lot of services that we go above and beyond to provide for our community. And this isn't just our collection, but it's also programs and the technology services that we have available. It shows that our staff provides a very exceptional service to the community, and that the taxpayers that pay for the library, their money is returned to them through the library.
Yeah, you guys produce a really quality newsletter. I get a lot out of reading it and enjoy it when it comes out. And you guys were earlier complimenting Bethany and her work on that. But just to the point, in your most recent newsletter, there was a piece about small business resources available here through the library. And isn't that cool?
Yep.
Right?
And that's something else that we actually get from being accredited. It's part of our text share databases, which we have over, I think it's 60 databases that are available to any library member here, and you can search through news databases. We have the small business resources, and we also have Learning Express, so stuff more geared towards school-age kids.
Yeah. No, that's terrific. And so you mentioned everything that you're measuring, right, for accreditation purposes, and you also mentioned the qualities of the staff, which is sometimes harder to quantify, right? But I get so many positive comments from people about their customer service experience here, if I could use that phrase, right? And whenever I have the opportunity to come by and visit, I'm always very pleasantly observant of just how friendly and helpful everyone here is, and just it needs to come off like a happy, comfortable place.
Yes.
And
We're very prideful about our
Yeah.
customer service and our teamwork, and we're constantly trying to make every single person that walks through the door feel welcome and helped.
well, good for you guys, good for Bonnie, good for Bethany, and everyone else, Catherine, for pulling that off.
Yes.
That's good stuff. So it's been a busy summer, right?
Yes, it has.
Oceans of possibilities.
Oceans of possibilities. It was a great summer. Great summer. My mind is still I'm just still in that shock I just didn't expect to have. Such a great turnout. Such a great turnout.
So that shock is about the numbers,
About the
Yes.
numbers, and
Yeah.
just seeing the community all come together and really come to our programs. It's amazing. It's amazing to see that.
Yeah.
We did have, was it over 850 people?
Over 850 registrations.
Registrations
Yes.
for our summer reading program.
That's so great.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
and we've had an exceptional number of completions as well. It's exceeded all expectations, really.
Oh, that is, well, great job. Great job getting the word out and making all of that accessible.
Yes,
Well,
it's definitely a group effort, and we have a great team. I
Yes,
feel
you
that
do.
we all really put, our effort into it, and it was a success. And I'm just super happy to have a great team. That we're a great team.
well, what were some of the activities?
So this summer we had a performer come.
Oh, the magician.
The magician.
Yeah.
He was great. So me
Really sorry I missed that. I've heard
Oh
so
my
many
goodness,
great things about it.
It was great. So we had it at the convention center.
Right?
Me personally, I was expecting, oh my gosh, I hope we have at least 60 people come. And Miss Bonnie was like, oh, let's shoot for 200 people. I was like, I don't know. And all of a sudden, we ended up with 358 people attend. So it was a great turnout, and he was amazing. Everyone at the convention center was just great. They saw all the people coming in and just, put their action to work, and it was just great.
They had planned for 250.
200.
Yeah, and so as more people came, the convention center staff started breaking down walls and pulling out
adding
chairs.
and it was great.
Yeah, the convention center staff reacted, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
They were phenomenal.
Yeah,
They
we hear that a lot too.
Yes.
That's a really great group of people. Yeah. So is the magician booked for next year?
Probably not next year, but the following year. For me, I would have him all the time.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, but he is in our list to.
So you have a theme for next year? You're not going to want to
I'm
reveal
not
it.
sure what the
Okay.
theme is next year.
It's going to be a hard one to top. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ronnie mentioned the pandemic. Maybe that's driving some of the numbers. People were really excited to
Yeah.
be out and about
Yes.
and
Yes.
feel safe in doing it. That's great. So you guys were talking earlier about all of the volunteer opportunities that are out there. I know there's a Friends of the Library group, and they're super active. They run like a bookstore
Yes.
here, right?
Yes. Yes, they do.
That's pretty neat. So what other opportunities are there for people who want to just help out?
So we do have opportunity for the teens to volunteer. It
Our
starts
teens?
at
Yeah.
yes, our teenagers. It starts at 14 years old, all the way to I want to say it's 17.
17, yes.
Yes, and then we also have for adults. We have adult volunteer opportunities, and it's from 18 and older. So we are always looking for volunteers. We cannot do any of this without our volunteers.
Yes,
So
they
they've been
really
great.
are such a help. Our adult volunteers help a lot with shelving our books
Mm-hmm.
and checking them in. They're very behind the scenes type
Yeah.
activities,
Right.
except when we have our special events like the end of summer party and open house, which are more public oriented. But yeah, what they do is absolutely
Yes,
phenomenal and totally necessary for us.
Totally necessary.
yes.
Yes,
Couldn't do it without
we
them.
could not.
We could not do it without them.
yeah.
Well, we appreciate that very much. Could you use more?
Yes, always.
Okay.
We are always thrilled when we get people looking to volunteer. In fact, we have Bethany is the contact for
Okay.
teens, and Catherine manages the adults.
Okay. Okay. So, Colin, that might be something we want to message.
Yeah.
Always a need for volunteers.
Yes, and there's a job for anybody. Like, no matter what your skill set is, we have a job.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
So, Ronnie, one of the things you mentioned you do is work on the library's strategic plan. And of course, that's all part of the accreditation process. So, summarize, what does that strategic plan call for the future of the Bastrop Public Library?
So we have 5 big goals. Our goals are we want to be a service to the community. We want to provide history. We want to engage with lifelong learning. We want, I'm trying to remember the goals.
Oh, you're doing great.
Yeah, they slip my mind from time to time.
No, that's...
We have a big focus on technology as well. And did I say community engagement?
I don't
That's a
think
big
you
one.
did.
Community engagement.
That's very
It's,
important too.
it always slips my mind.
That's
but
a big one for
yeah,
all of
it's
us.
possibly the biggest one. So we want, with our volunteers, which is a huge part of community engagement, we want the community to really come in, know the library is here, and that we have all kinds of services to provide.
So something Bonnie says from time to time is that she wants the library to be the third place.
Yes.
Which isn't coming in third in a 3-person race.
No.
So what does Bonnie mean when she says that?
So typically people have their first place, which is their home, their second place, which is their workplace, and we would like the library to be their third place. So we just want the library to be on people's minds and know that if there is something that you need that cannot be achieved at those first 2 places, we are here, whether it just be for a space to meet with somebody or a space to relax, or to use the internet. We have 24-hour internet. Is expanded to the parking lot, so you don't even have to come into the building for access to the internet. And we've gotten a lot of positive reviews about the speed of it.
Yeah, right. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well said. Well done. Anything you guys want to add to the mix? Anything we didn't talk about that you would like to share?
I would really want to say thank you to our friends in the library.
Good.
The Lost Pines Garden Club.
Great.
We couldn't do the children's programming without their help. So
Oh, that's great.
I'm very thankful. We're all very thankful for their support. They're great supporters to the library, for the library.
Yes.
Well, let me express thanks to you. This is a very well-run library, and not just from like an efficiency of the operation thing, but you can tell that you people are in it for the right reasons. There's a real passion and a heart for what you guys are all about. It is all about community, all of these elements of the strategic plan you talked about, community engagement, part of the city's history. And the library has a pretty cool history too. It hasn't been a city-operated library all that long in the grand scheme of things. So we're proud that you guys are part of the team, and thank you for what you do and for making this place such a positive experience.